hold of him after a video allegedly showed him at a party where people were drinking. He wasn't supposed to be around drugs and alcohol during probation. Now ABC is reporting that while he was in Mexico, he racked up a $1,000 bill in booze and alcohol at a strip club and couldn't pay the bill, so his mother had to pay it for him. Joining me is Dr. Drew Pinsky, host of Dr. Drew and HLN, and CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Mark O'Mara. Dr. Drew, what do you make of this? I mean, not only does this kid flee the country, skipping out on probation, but while he's out of the country, he reportedly racks up $1,000 at a strip club and can't pay for it.
I make nothing of this. This kid's a drug addict who failed treatment and ran from the law, and now he is engaging in the behaviors of his disease. I mean, wherever he goes, he will continue to be him, and he will continue to engage in addictive behaviors, whether he goes to the other side of the globe. This is how this guy's going to behave, and his mother is going to continue to enable it.
And Mark, I guess I don't really understand why he's still in Mexico. Why hasn't he been sent back to the U.S. to face whatever punishment he's going to face? I mean, the U.S. does have an extradition treaty with Mexico.
Well, we do, but it's quite a formalistic affair that we have to go through. So once his defense team decided they were going to throw that roadblock up, that they were going to say, we want a formal extradition hearing, then that process slows down a great deal. Now, it may be a tactical decision. I'm not certain it's the right move, but they may have decided we'll let him sit in Mexico until he gets close to his 19th birthday. So by the time he comes back, the juvenile court has no control over him. So there may be things working underneath the surface that we're not aware of yet.
But does he just serve time until he's no longer a juvenile and then he's released?
The way the Texas law is, the juvenile court has control over him until his 19th birthday, which we know is going to happen in 4 months, or a little bit less now. So they can't put him in jail, juvenile jail, any longer than his 19th birthday. It seems, however, the sentence was set up so that once he turns 19, the rest of his probation will be transferred to adult probation. So he may have whatever's left, 4, 5, 6 years of probation as an adult. His real exposure is going to be if, once he's transferred to adult court and adult probation, if he violates that probation, prison's on the table. Right.
So chances are, if he doesn't violate adult probation, he should be fine. He won't be going to an adult facility. He only has 4 more months to serve as a juvenile.
Well, but to Dr. Drew's point, if he's an addict, if he has lived a life where he's had no constraints on him so far, he's going to have a real tough time with the probation, particularly with a probation officer who's probably going to be looking at him like a hawk.
Right. And Dr. Drew, I mean, you talked about the mom, but how much responsibility does she have here, you think?
Well, listen, I don't want to create another victim here, but the fact that she is enabling so profoundly, I deal with these sorts of circumstances all the time. Adam Lanza is a case of this, where the mother is in such massive denial when she has a terribly sick child. In the setting of addiction, the way addiction works is that the addicted child will play upon the mom's emotion in such a way that the mom will believe if she doesn't continue to rescue the child will die, when in fact the reality is if she continues to rescue, the child will in fact die. I'm going to make a prediction. There's no way he's going to make it through his probation. No way. This guy needs long-term intensive treatment.
I'm on your side on that boat.
Yeah, there's no way. This is a disaster, this poor kid. And the only thing that might save his life, frankly, is prison. In prison, he might gain some insight. But on the outside, this is going to be a disaster.
Mark, you're also concerned that he and his mom basically flaunting the system could make judges not want to give lenient sentences to other people, even when they may be warranted.
Well, here's the problem. The affluenza event itself seems to be sort of at the far end extremes of some type of a proposed defense. My concern is that since he got such a deal, and now that it's so completely public, that most judges and their prosecutors, and by the way, even juries, will look at other cases with more of a jaundiced eye and not want to give those true defenses, creative as we might make them, but true defenses or mitigation to a sentence. They may just be ignored because they'll remember the affluenza kid, the kid who got away with murder virtually and then, stuck his nose at the system. So I'm very concerned that their arrogance in not accepting and taking the benefit of the extraordinary deal that he got is going to come back to haunt other people who deserve a break.
And Drew, when you hear that affluenza term, I mean, the first time I heard it, I just thought it was a joke, but that there was a professional who was using that term is pretty incredible to me.
Well, there was a professional using it on the stand, and that I'm sure that professional is quite embarrassed now. He should be ashamed of himself. There is no diagnosis affluenza. It was a construct to help make the case that if you're going to take issue with people that live in extreme poverty, maybe you should give a similar dispensation for someone who's in these other extraordinary economic circumstances. We have another name for that. It's just spoiled brat. I mean, now, I'm sorry, that's not a defense. And I agree, creativity from your defense witnesses may be warranted, but I hope this really puts a stop to people being creative to the point of being ludicrous and, frankly, unethical.
Dr. Drew, Mark O'Mara, thanks very much.